He's old, takes him a long time to check with everybody. And now he's ready in there, and the tip goes to Todd Central as Weathers has got it. Brings it across the line. Looks to the left side, gets it to Henry. Henry will bring it to the top of the circle, still dribbling. Passes over to Barrow. Barrow on the right side now to Weathers. Weathers brings it back out. They'll set it up again near the timeline. Wildcats in a man defense. Down in the corner, a three-point shot up good by Barrow. And Radcliffe will bring it across the line. Left side to Dokes. Dokes will bring it to the top of the circle, down in the corner to Thomas. Thomas to, they back it out now to Radcliffe on a pass from Payne. Back out to Dokes now. Coach looks it over and tells him what he wants to do, and Thomas with it in the left corner to Dokes. Drives in, gives it to Thomas. Three-point shot up, bounces no good, rebounded by Henry, and the ball stolen by Lovin, and gives it to Radcliffe. Back to Lovin, finally got it up and in. That was 2 or 3 passes and
yeah,
a tip in and a little bit of everything. 3 of 2, Rebels. Weathers with it. Jump shot up, no good. Rebound by Thomas. Gives it to Lovin. Taven stops, drives, puts a shot up from the side, and no good. Rebound by Calvary. Calvary to Barrow. Still in the backcourt and now across the timeline. Works to the left side. Barrow still dribbling. Payne on him. Goes down in the corner to Weathers. Weathers gets cut off. Goes underneath to Calvary. Calvary turns, spins, puts the shot up, bounces, no good. Rebound by Harris. Out to Henry, three-point shot up, no good. Rebound by Harris again, puts it up, no good. Rebound by Payne for the Wildcats. In a hurry, all the way down. Gives it out to Dokes, a three-pointer up. Nice rebound by Dakota high in the air. Wildcats get their first lead, 4-3.
Besides being tall, he's got a wingspan.
Boy, he does, doesn't he? Weathers with it. Drives and falls down. Payne with it. Gives it to Radcliffe. He will drive and lays it up good. 3 different Wildcats have scored the 6 points, knocked out of bounds by the Fingers. Fingers is a junior. He'll bring the ball up the floor, across the timeline. And the pass is on the right side. And then back out front to Barrow. Barrow down in the corner. It goes to Fingers. Fingers tries to drive, can't get around. Back out to Henry. Henry on the right side to Barrow. Barrow drives, puts a jumper up, bounces, no good. To the Rebels, 6-3. Wildcats with the lead. As Henry stands out to pass it in deep. Almost stolen, but the Fingers puts a jumper up, no good. Tip, no good. Calvary with it. Brings it back out now. Over in the corner, Henry with it to Barrow. Barrow drops it off to Fingers. Still dribbling, top of the circle. Drives in, shots blocked, and taken by Dokes down the floor to Radcliffe. Up and in. Radcliffe with his second basket, and timeout by Todd Central, and a 30-second timeout. And Wildcats pretty much on the run here, Steve.
That thing's a foot long.
That's tall as you are if you set it down on the back.
Just about.
All right. Fingers with it. We'll bring it up. Wildcats with a little backcourt pressure. Give it to Barrow on the left side. Down in the corner to Calvary. Calvary back out front to Finger. Down in the right corner to Henry. Drive. Shots up. No good. And Payne with it to Lovin. Taven down to Thomas. Has it taken away from him by Henry. Henry across the timeline. Drives in, down in the corner. Barrow with a three-pointer up, no good. Calvary runs it down in the corner. Gives it back out to Fingers, and he'll bring it to the left side now. They go inside the Calvary. Shot up, and no good, but a foul on Thomas. Calvary goes to the free throw line to shoot a couple. And good.
They got a basket in the first 10 seconds of the ball game, and it took them down to 3:40 to get their next point.
Calvary back at the free throw line. And got them both. 5. Utsi checks in the ball game, and Thomas will check out for the Wildcats.
Roby also.
And Josiah comes in and takes the basketball down in the corner to Radcliffe. Radcliffe to Utsi. Passes, threw it away, actually. 3:23 left in the first quarter. Fingers to bring it across the timeline. Still dribbling, Roby on him. Still dribbling,
nice
passes over to Barrow. Do what?
Nice defense.
Yeah. Barrow dribbles with it. Can't get it to anybody, and almost stolen. Fingers with it, passes underneath. And they go into Calvary. Calvary puts it up, rolls no good. And Lovin with the rebound. On the run all the way down to Roby. Got bumped, no call. Back out to Utsi, over to Radcliffe. Fires up a three, short. Tip no good, and rebound by Harris to Barrow. Barrow drives, throws it up good. He's got 5 points, and it's an 8-7 game. Wildcats with the 1-point lead to Dokes on the left side. Gives it to Radcliffe, then to Utsi. Looks at a three, no good. Rebound Lovin, turns, spins, puts it up. Golly. No foul call, and Fingers drives down in the corner and loses it out of bounds. Wildcats will bring it to the length of the floor. Roby into Radcliffe, and he walks it up across the line. Right. Utsi will give it to Radcliffe down in the corner. He'll bring it to the top of the circle. Dokes open for a three. No good. Rebound. Taken by Harris. Harris to Barrow. Barrow on the right side. Fingers with it. Drives. Has the ball slapped loose from the back by Utsi to Lovin. Lovin down to Dokes and slapped loose, and Todd Central runs it down. Henry with it. Still in the backcourt. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Passes over to Fingers. Fingers goes to the top of the circle. And on the right side to Henry. Henry takes a drive, puts it up, no good. Rebound by Lovin. Lovin all the way down. Will drive, lays it up. It's no basket, even though it went in. And they say foul is on 15.
Foul number 15,
Fingers. And checking into the game now, number 3 is Foster. Wildcats put it in play underneath the basket. Deep it comes to Radcliffe. Looks at the three, doesn't take it, gives it to Dokes. Well, it was open, didn't take it. In the other corner, Utsi. Back out to Roby, and Roby will back it out near the timeline, and Wildcats will set it up with a minute left in the first quarter, leading at 8-7. Dokes to Roby, top of the circle. Still dribbling to Radcliffe. Radcliffe to Roby. Moody set to check in for the Wildcats. Dope's open for a three, doesn't take it. Gets it out to Roby at 40 seconds. And timeout called. Coach Spencer and Moody will check in, and Dokes will check out, or Utsi will check out. Wildcats will put it in play with Moody to toss it into Roby in the backcourt with 39 seconds left now. And Coach Spencer moving everybody around. They go to 1-4. Moody. He's open for a three and got it. I knew that one was coming.
Smooth as silk.
11-7. Barrow across the line with it, goes down in the corner, and then they go underneath the Cavalry. Back to Barrow. He drives, passes out, and out of bounds, diving for it. And Roby Sawyer's going out of bounds, just stood there. Foster carried it out of bounds with him, and it will be Raglan in to give Radcliffe a rest. And Lovin inbounds to Roby with 9 seconds left. Roby all the way down, drives all the way in, gives it out to Moody. Another three on the way, no good. Rebound by Lovin, turns, spins, puts it up, and a foul. So Lovin will go to the free throw line with no time on the clock. And Artis, who just had checked into the ball game, draws the foul, and Taven will go to the line for a couple, puts it up, got the first one. He'll be back for the second one. 12-7. Second free throw, good. And the Wildcats lead it 13-7 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back. You're listening to Wildcat Country Sports.
Todd 1 of 3 from three-point line for 33 and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Both teams with 10 rebounds, by the way, James.
Wildcats get possession of the ball to start the second quarter. Roby down in the corner to Moody. They come out and get him this time. Takes a dribble and then back to Roby. Back to Moody in the corner. Looks at the three, didn't take it. Down in the other corner to Raglan. Raglan inside to Utsi, turns, spins, puts a shot up, no good, but a foul. Foul called on Calvary. And they missed the walk, there's no doubt about it.
Yep, they sure did.
Utsi goes to the free throw line. The guy behind us was pretty sure that he's blind. First free throw by Utes is good, 14-7.
He didn't leave much doubt, did he?
No, he didn't. He didn't want us to misunderstand. And second free throw bounce is no good. Rebound to Weathers. And ball stolen by Utsi. driving all the way down and puts the shot
Golly.
up, and that's a charge.
That's not only a charge, that's the definition of a charge.
I'm telling you. And they training. I don't know. They had two guys under there. And anyway, 14-7 Wildcats, and Weathers will bring it across the line. Moody meets him, and they pass it on the right side to Barrow. Barrow drives, goes inside to Harris. Harris turns, spins, and they give it to Barrow. Shots up, no good. On Utsi. There's one thing about old Utsi, when he fouls, he fouls.
Yeah.
And Bass will check in. Going to the free throw line is Barrow. He's got 5 points. Averaging in the air and got the first one.
Ollie leaves nothing to be determined.
That's right. Officials have absolutely no problem calling one that he fouls. All right, Thomas back in. Thomas, Moody, Ragland, Roby, and Bass on the floor for the Wildcats. Barrow with the free throw up, no good. And Moody runs it down, but knocked out of his hands by Barrow. 14-8 Wildcats. We played a minute into the second quarter. Moody gives it into Roby. And Roby will walk it up across the line. Only one starter in the game, Thomas down in the corner for the Wildcats. Moody with it. Moody called it on Bass.
On Bass. Illegal screen, and it was there.
Fourth foul on the Wildcats. And Weathers will walk it across the line. Moody meets him there. And Weathers to the right side to Harris. Down in the corner to Barrow. Barrow drives, gives it back out over in the left corner now to Henry, to Barrow. And back to Henry. Look to the three. Roby out on him. Drives and passes back out. A long three-pointer up. Got it. Harris with the three. 14-11. And Roby will bring it across the line as three of the starters will check back in at the next break. Down in the corner to Roby, to Moody. Moody to Thomas. He'll fire a three-pointer up, no good. Moody tips it and call for the foul. Be Moody's first, team fifth. Lovin and Payne, Radcliffe, and Bass remains on the floor along with Thomas for the Wildcats. Barrow. Weathers only a sophomore and averaging 7 points a game for the Rebels. Harris backs it back out behind the top of the circle and knocked out of bounds by Radcliffe.
Weathers handles the ball well, too.
Yep. Did not play against it. Injured or what the deal was. Anyway, he's playing now and got the basketball on the left side to Barrow. Inside, shots up and no good. Rebound by Thomas. Thomas down the floor to Lovin. Thought he was going to shoot. He couldn't find anybody to pass it to. Radcliffe out front. He'll drive. Ball high in the air and knock to Weathers. Weathers drives. Shots up, no good, but a foul on Payne. Payne's first. And Weathers will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
They'll be in the bonus after this, and I can't argue with the foul they've called. Most of them been because we knocked somebody halfway to Elkton.
Yep. Oh, we're in Elkton.
To the square.
Oh, okay. Weathers gets the first one. Eyes the basket and in the air with it, and bounces no good. And As Lovin leaves Weathers standing, gives it to Thomas down in the corner to pass on the right wing. Back out front to Thomas. Drives down the middle and knocked out of bounds on his shot. Calvary will check back in. And Harris will take a break for Todd Central. Radcliffe to pass it in on the baseline. And to Thomas, a three-pointer up short. Rebound by Dickerson. Dickerson to Henry down in the corner to Barrow. Drives all the way around. Oh, what a play by Lovin. Oh.
I mean, how many different directions did he go in?
I don't know, but he left two guys standing. They got to go back and get part of their clothing. Drives, gets cut off, shots blocked, but a foul. And Payne called for his second. Weathers goes back to the free throw line. Good.
Rattled around before it came through.
16-13, Wildcats up. Payne will check out. Moody checks back in for the Wildcats. And Weathers eyes the basket, puts it up, got them both. 3 out of 4 from the line. In this quarter, and time called is something out on the floor that Mr. Lovin has discovered. Some other things out there, I think.
Well, they're looking.
I don't know what that is. Anyway, 16-14, Wildcats with a 2-point lead, nearly halfway through the second quarter. Radcliffe, and there's a foul. He didn't believe that, did he?
I don't know how you don't believe that. Well, the coach is even asking about it. Short conversation.
That's right. He asked Doug Harlow something and then shakes his head. Moody down in the corner with it. Back out to Radcliffe. And Moody for another three. Got it. 6 points for Will Moody. And the Wildcats back up by 5, 19-14. Barrow, shots up, no good, but a foul by Moody. And that will be Moody's second.
No.
Well, Moody's, okay. How about that? And at the line, Barrow with the free throw up. Rolls good. Round and round it went. Seven points for Barrow. He's halfway to his average. Back at the line, puts it in the air, got them both. 3 out of 4. Checks back in for the Rebels. 3-point lead for the Wildcats. To Roby on the left side. He'll bring it back to the top of the circle, then to Moody. Moody another three, no good. Bounces long and rebounded by Barrow. Barrow to Fingers, and he'll bring it across the line to Weathers. They go inside the Calvary and knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats, I suppose. Since Todd County's going to put it back in play.
For a piece over there where they are from where we are.
Yes, it is. All right. Barrow sends it in to Fingers. Fingers will back it out. Top of the circle on the right side to Weathers. Weathers dribbles toward the basket, gives it to Harris, back to Weathers, gets caught in the middle and brings it back out. Good defense that time. And Weathers to Fingers. Fingers drives down the middle and passes it off. Shots up, no good. And Coach D. Spencer's unhappy with that call on Dakota Thomas, and that's his second. And Calvary at the free throw line. He's 2 out of 2. First one is no good. Thomas will check out. Ragland checks back in.
They'll be in the double bonus on the next foul.
Certainly will. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter. And second free throw he got. 3 out of 4 at the line for him. And Foster checks back in the ball game for Todd County. Lovin into Roby. And Roby will bring it across. Wide open for a 3. No good. A rebound. Harris. Nobody under there for the Wildcats. Weathers with it. Goes on the left side to Foster. Shot up, no good. Taken out of the air by Lovin. Drives down, gives it over in the corner to Radcliffe. Back into Lovin. Triple teaming. Turns, spins, and a blocking foul call on Dickerson. Well, I think that was probably the right call.
Well, it was, because all 3 of them were hanging on him.
Yep. And Mr. Harlow, the official, talking to Mr. Johnson, the coach, and Mr. Johnson did not believe what he said. 2-point lead for the Wildcats, 19. In the second quarter, as Roby will stand out to pass it in. Well, they've got a hold of him right now, and I just don't understand why they can't call those fouls when they're holding and so forth. But Roby with it. Still dribbling. To Ragland. He'll fire a 3 up. Man. To Foster. He gives it up to Weathers. Weathers drives down the middle, has it knocked loose, but it goes over to Barr, puts the 3 up, no good. And Lovin tips it to Ragland. Ragland to Moody. Stop, plays it in. Oh, that was a foul. No call. Down to Barr. Barr up. Good. Tied at 9. And stops, puts the jumper up, and the lead was not very long. Trey Radcliffe with his 6th point. Lead back to 2 for the Wildcats. Weathers across the line. And on the left side to Barrow. At cross quarter to Foster. Harris with it. Underneath, shots up and good by Dickerson. His first basket. 21 apiece. Roby to Radcliffe. Drives in. Passes back out to Roby, over to Radcliffe. He'll drive in, shots up, and rolls no good. Lovin with it, goes up and gets fouled. No, a jump. 21 apiece here with a minute 11 left. Minute in the second quarter. Henry checks back in, and Weathers checks out. Barrow with it to Henry. Moody in the backcourt with him, forcing him to the right side. Still dribbling with it. And knocked up in the air by the Wildcats. All the way up into the stands, and the ball reappears.
Wasn't a very good pass from that fan up in the stands.
No, it sure wasn't. All right, Henry with it. Gives it into Harris. Harris to Barrow. Barrow. Moody with good defense on by Henry. 6th Rebels to score, and the Wildcats are down by 3, 24-21. Radcliffe drives in and threw it away. Henry down the floor, all the way down. Shot blocked by Lovin. Oh, Lovin timed that perfectly, as he has the knack of doing. Blackwell to check in. And Moody will check out. Good minutes there by Moody in this ball game. Got 6 points on a couple of threes. And Henry out to pass it in for the Rebels. Still looking to get it in, and finally Foster picks it up. Out to Barrow. Barrow dribbles behind his back and is foul ball. And they're in the double bonus. Todd County leading by 3, 24-21. Barrow to the free throw line for 2 free throws. And up and got it. Fingers checks back into the ball game. And Foster will check out. And Barrow puts it up. Got them both. 5 out of 6 from the line for Barrow. And a foul called on Fingers. Wildcats still not in the bonus. And that's the third foul by Fingers. He'll take a seat. And Weathers checks back in. Ragland gets it in to Radcliffe. And Radcliffe will walk it across the line with 10 seconds. Still dribbling, drives right down the middle, passes it to Ragland for a 3, no good. And the horn goes off, and we go to the dressing room with the Rebels leading our Wildcats 26-21. Belongs to the Wildcats to start the third quarter. And Taven stands out to pass it in. The 5 starters, which is Loving, Radcliffe, Payne, Dokes, and Thomas. 5 starters. All right, to Dokes on the left side. Back out front to Radcliffe. Radcliffe goes to the left side to Thomas down in the corner. And a foul called on Payne. His third, so Utsi will check in. That didn't take long. They didn't even get to set up.
Yep, illegal screen.
Yep, 17 seconds. Weathers to bring it across the line. Dokes on him. Weathers drives, goes back to the left side. Count almost, ball. And all the way down, passes to Thomas, and he dunks it. 26-23, lead at 3 for Todd County. Weathers drives all the way down, throws it back out, almost stolen, is stolen. Lovin chases it down, can't get it. Bounce. Steal. So Barrow. And we missed a chance to see a good dunk there, didn't we?
Yeah, and actually 2 of them, it was almost one of those things where both of them got a dribble on it before it got away from them.
Weathers on the left side to Barrow. To Weathers. Weathers tries to drive the middle, gives it out in the corner to Henry. Henry back out to Weathers. Passes over to Barrow. Wide open for 3. No good. Rebound to Radcliffe. Down the floor in a hurry. And
I can already tell you defense is picked up.
yes, sir. 8 points and a timeout call for Todd County. It will be a 30-second. The Wildcats come.
Somebody on the girls' team.
I mean, they saw the opportunity and they came after us. You know, it's like if y'all aren't going to play, we are, and here we go.
Barrow will inbounds it, and some full court pressure by the Wildcats. Trying to get it into Henry. And Henry, Radcliffe down the floor, cuts him off, believe it or not. He came across the timeline. Henry out front dribbling. Draws the count down in the corner to Foster. Foster brings it back out, gives it over to Henry. 3-point shot up, good. His second three of the night. Inside, Utsi up and in.
Oh, nice look by Caliso and nice shot by Utsi.
His third point, 29-27. And gives it back out to Foster. Foster to Barrow. Barrow dribbling with it. Down in the corner, another 3-point shot up. And another by Foster. It counts. Dokes open for a three. Got it.
Now, only 2 threes we had were Wills.
Yeah. Barrow out front. Dokes on him. Barrow drives. Dokes cuts him off. Drives again all the way down. Shots up. No good. Rebound. Taken away by and a foul on Todd County. And Harris called for the foul. 2-point lead for Todd County. The Wildcats will bring the ball up the floor. Chance to tie or take a 1-point lead as Radcliffe brings it across the line. Three, got it. And there you go. Wildcats retake the lead. First lead they've had since middle of the second quarter. Barrow with it, passes underneath to Harris. Harris tries to go up, rolls it in. Todd County retakes the lead, 34-33. Radcliffe gets it over to Dokes. Dokes will dribble it, gives it back out to Radcliffe. He'll take a jumper up, good. Trey Radcliffe, 10 points for Trey. First Wildcat in double figures. Barrow drives all the way down, passes, and Utsi with the foul. Utsi came off the floor and Calvary moved up under him. The goal went in. His first field goal, and he'll go to the free throw line. Rebels leading by 1.
Well, we're playing better. That's got to use your head a little bit too.
Yep, Calvary puts it up and got it. Ash will check in for Utsi, who's picked up his third foul. Utsi and Payne both with 3. 2-point lead for Todd County. Radcliffe across the line. Gives it to Lovin. Tavian goes up, puts it up, good, and the foul. I got a feeling we'll probably see a little bit more of that. Foster picks up his first, tied at 37. Tavian can give the Wildcats the lead. Puts it up short. Rebound by Henry. He'll bring it up the floor. On the left side to Barrow. Ball slapped loose by Lovin. Picks it up. Drives around, lays it up, no good but a foul. Dickerson with the foul and Lovin with the drive, but they called it before the shot, so it'll be Dokes out to pass it in. Deep to Bass. Bass waits for a guard and gives it to Radcliffe at the timeline. 37 apiece. Down in the corner, Thomas. Back out to Radcliffe. Trail back it out near the timeline. Still dribbling with it. Goes for the basket, stops. Gives it to Lovin. Taven has Henry on him, turns, spins, puts a shot up, got it.
Oh, my goodness. Oh. I don't even know how to describe it.
You just watch it on TV when it comes on. Barrow with it. Down in the corner to Henry. They go inside to Dickerson. Turns, spins, back out. 3-point shot up and bounces no good. Knocked out of bounds.
It hit the cable anyway, so
yeah, but
they didn't see it.
Yep. Wildcats up by 2, 39-37, and a vocal fan behind us didn't like what happened. I don't know what that was all about, but Radcliffe across the line.
Yeah, well, that's good advice. Somebody get on him.
42-37 Wildcats now. Henry with it. Drives for the basket. Has to pull it back. Ooh, almost over and back. Stolen by Lovin. Taven heads for the basket. Jams her down. 9 points for him here, and the foul in this quarter here. And Foster with his second. And Lovin with the free throw. 10 points in this quarter, and we've still got 2 minutes to play. 45-37. Wildcats have stretched it out. 2, and on the left side it comes to Foster. Foster still dribbling. And back out front to Barrow. Barrow drives down the middle, passes it to Dickerson, and shots up and good.
Got to take that baseline away. We're pushing him to the baseline and then not cutting the baseline off.
To Dokes. Dokes to Lovin. Down the corner, Thomas with a 3. Got it. Dakota Thomas nails a 3, and timeout. The Wildcats with a 9-point lead, their biggest. And it will be a full timeout. We'll go back to station, pick up.
Admire Todd Central and the way they're playing. They are playing their hearts out.
Well, we've got Lovin with a 3, Dokes with 2 threes, and Thomas with a 3.
So we've doubled the threes in the third quarter, didn't we?
More than. Todd Central with the ball. Henry with it. They give it on the left side to Weathers. He fires a 3 up. It's good.
That one was from somewhere in Logan County.
His first field goal. 48-42, lead is 6. Over to Lovin. Double team down in the corner. Thomas with another 3, got it. Well, they're backing off and letting us shoot them, and Barrow drives, gives it out in the corner. 3-point shot up, no good. Rebound, Lovin brings it down. Down the floor to Bass, underneath to Thomas. I thought he got fouled. Shots up, no good. Thomas with the rebound to Roby. Josiah puts it up, shot blocked. Radcliffe comes out with it. Gives it to Thomas. Thomas threw it away. Weathers with it. And ball way down. Turns, spins, puts the shot up. And a foul called on Todd. Foul called on Dickerson, his third. And Lovin goes to the free throw line.
Folks, don't worry about us. We've sat in this before over at Todd's. But they won't hurt us.
No free throws. I guess they said it was before. And it comes deep to Dokes. Drives in, down in the corner to Radcliffe. Fires a three up. No good. And the quarter comes to a close. Wildcats with 51 points. And
Doesn't call 3 technicals a season.
yeah, you got to really say the magic word, and that coach did say the magic word. So Taven goes to the free throw line to shoot the technical. Got it. Back for the second technical. Lead is at 10, their biggest. Ties it, puts it up. Got them both. Wildcats get the ball. Up by 11, their biggest lead. Well, when you spend that much time talking about that, you do absolutely no good for your team.
Nope.
All right, Radcliffe with it. He'll back out, and then he gives it over to Roby. And the zone defense, and here we go again. Wildcats now have an 11-point lead, and they're going to have to come after the...
That's a boxing chaser, isn't it? Look at 33 down there on
yeah.
Haven.
Stay where they are. Talk about here. 2-3 zone, and Josiah, he's ready to stand there and hold it.
Coming up on a minute.
By the way, while we got a few minutes there, I'll tell you that Cole Kirby made first team All-State offensive lineman on the Associated Press All-State team, and Josiah Roby made honorable mention as a wide receiver.
Well deserved by both of them. For
Absolutely.
both of them, congratulations to both of them.
And also Kirby will sign a scholarship next week up at Franklin Simpson High School, so Middle Tennessee State. All right. (53-42), Wildcats with an 11-point lead, and we've gone down 2 minutes here in the quarter, fourth quarter. Roby with it. Cross courts it to Dokes. Dokes with a three. Bounces, no good. Rebound by Harris. Harris gives it up to Weathers. Weathers loses the ball. Josiah Roby with it. Chases it down in the corner. Stops. Gives it to Lovin. Taven drives around everybody. Lays it up and in.
Oh, my.
Nice assist there by Roby, and Todd County wants a timeout, down by 13 now. Biggest lead by the Wildcats. Wildcats with a 55. With it, takes a return pass. A little backcourt pressure on the by the Wildcats on Barrow. Pushes off, no call. Gets it up to Foster on the left side. Barrow, he drives, shots up and rolls, no good. Rebound taken by Cleveland, and a foul called on Lovin, I believe. And Calvary go to the free throw line where he is 4 out of 5. Be shooting a couple here. And good. 55-43 Wildcats. Tay Jones out. Thomas back in. So with Radcliffe, Thomas, Dokes, and Lovin. Rebound by Thomas. There was a foul, no call, and that guy didn't say a word behind us, did he?
No.
All right, Radcliffe, over to Lovin. Taven, back to Lovin. Full court pressure now, and Lovin just drives around, gives it to Dokes, over to Roby. Roby back out to Radcliffe. Comes the double team, and Roby to Radcliffe. And back to Roby. Drives for the basket, goes right down the middle, passes back out to Radcliffe. 4:46 left in the game. Wildcats up 55-43 to Roby. And to Radcliffe to Roby. Dribbles between them, passes back out to Radcliffe. To Roby and to Radcliffe. To Roby. Down in the corner to Dokes. To Lovin, back out front to Radcliffe. To Roby. Back over to Radcliffe. To Roby. Down in the corner to Dokes. Back out to Radcliffe. Down to Radcliffe. Over to Roby. Drives in. Passes to Dokes. And checking in Dickerson and checking back in Harris for Todd County. Halfway through the fourth quarter.
Well, it was we threw it away, but we took a minute off the clock before we threw it away.
Rager in the ball game for the first time for Todd County. Drives all the way down and passes down in the corner to Barrow. Harris. And Thomas picks up his third foul, and Harris to the free throw line. Wildcats for 10, 55-45, 3:52 left in the game as Foster checks back in and Harris checks out. And free throw is up. Got it.
And number 24, Harness.
And a lead at 9 for the Wildcats, 55-46. And Trey gives it over to Dokes and back to Radcliffe. Gets double team, gives it to Dokes. Down in the corner to Roby. Roby brings it out to Dokes. Dokes loses the ball. All the way down, shot over in the corner, 3-point shot up, no good. Rebound, Thomas. And my goodness, should have gotten the foul to Roby. And the foul was called. Foul called on Dickerson. That'll be his fourth. 7th team foul, so we'll be shooting the bonus, and Lovin goes to the free throw line to shoot one and the bonus. Wildcats up by 9 in the ball game. Lovin puts it up, rolls in good. Lead back at 10, 56-46.
There's a little lady that sounds almost like a bird that's up there yelling, and I bet she's meaner than a snake.
Yeah, I bet you are right, and got the second free throw lead back to 11. 3:22 left. Inbounds it comes to Foster. Back to Barrow. Barrow to Foster. Back to Barrow, top of the circle, just across the timeline now. Works to the right side. Roby on him. Almost lost it. Picked it back up. Barrow backs it out now. Heads for the basket, drives in the middle, throws underneath the Calvary and threw it away. Probably should have shot that one.
Yep.
And it hit, Calvary had not a chance to get it. It bounced between his feet, actually. He's saying somebody touched it, but Weathers will check back in for Henry. Foster also comes out. 2:50 in the game. Radcliffe across the timeline to Roby. Roby to Dokes. Back over to Radcliffe. Back. And threw it away. .238 left in the game. The Rebels will bring it the length of the floor. Barrow. Down the floor to Henry. Drives all the way down. Shots blocked. Put up. Good, and a foul. And Radcliffe called with the foul. His first. And Foster. 2.5 minutes left in the game. What? 1, 2, 3. I had six guys on the floor. Free throws up and got it. Had 6 players on the floor, and the official stopped the game so they could get the right number of guys on the floor. All right, start to say. What have they got now? I don't know. Somebody.
The bench, he's got to stay in his seat.
Yep. Dokes all the way down. Knocked over to Thomas. To Roby, and taken by Dickerson. And down underneath, shots up and good by Barrow. 6-point lead for the Wildcats. So 2:15. something that you do, but now he's going to explain. And the guy that made the bad call also made a really bad one up at our place again. But at least one that was terrible.
Yes, you're right.
All right, here we go. Lovin into Radcliffe. Radcliffe back to Lovin, and he gets fouled by Weathers, I think.
33.
Yep. And that is the 8th. Lovin will go to the free throw line for one in the bonus. In the game, Wildcats up by
30, hadn't it?
Considerably more.
Crowd's into it.
Yeah. And put it up, got it. And that guy behind us was right. One back for the second one. And as the basket puts it up, got them both. Netted them both, 8-point lead. 2:12 left. Wildcats with some full court pressure as Barrow's got it. Brings it up, down in the corner. Harris drives, puts the shot up, no good, but a foul on Thomas. And that will be Thomas's 4th.
That'll bring 8-point lead for the Wildcats, 2:05 to go in the ball game.
Harris with a couple of free throws here, puts it up, got it. Payne checks in, and Thomas will check out. And puts the ball in the air and got them both. And Taven says, let's go. 2:05 left into Radcliffe. Down to Dokes. Dokes to Payne, back to Dokes, out to Lovin. Taven with it. And he's all over and grabs him. And a foul called up. 24, that's Hardis. And that is the 9th team foul, and Lovin back at the free throw line. Be shooting one in the bonus again.
Double bonus after this.
Yep. Free throw bounces no good. And knocked out of bounds by Lovin. Intended for Barrow. 6-point lead for the Wildcats. A minute 48 left as Barrow puts it in play to Harris. Harris back to Barrow. Barrow over to Foster. And a travel foul. And the Storm troops check back in for Todd County. The Wildcats put it in play. Lovin into Radcliffe, deep in the backcourt. And over to Dokes. Dokes drives for the basket, pulls it back out. And ball stolen, falls down. Radcliffe picks it up. And a foul called in the backcourt. On number 10, that will be Barrow and be his first, and double bonus for the Wildcats now.
1:27 to go now with a 6-point lead for the Wildcats.
I'm sorry, Radcliffe going to the free throw line. And in the air, got it. $11 points for Trey, 60-53. Wildcats, and bounces the ball. In the air with it and bounces, no good. Rebound by Payne, saved it to Dokes and out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Todd. As that was a great play by Payne, got it out to Roby and back in for Todd.
Great hustle by Payne.
Sure was. Didn't give up on it, did he? In the back corner to Lovin. Taven with it. There's a foul right there, and they didn't call it. Roby. And Lovin with it. Heads for the basket underneath the Dokes. Lays it up and in. 8 points for Dokes. Underneath, shots up good by Dickerson. And foul called on. And Lovin goes to the free throw line for 2. In the air, short. Missed 2 in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 12 for Taven, back to the line. And drops that one in. Barrow with it. Down in the corner to Harris. Harris drives, pulls it back out. Barrow shoots one up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, no good. And I think a charging foul on Barrow, his second. Player control foul.
Gentleman behind us wants to know who it's on. It was on number 10.
Well, yeah. Why don't you go up there and tell him?
No, I believe I'll leave him alone.
Think you'll leave that alone?
Yep. I haven't even turned around to look.
No, me neither. That would be a mistake. All right, it'll be Radcliffe inbounds it to Lovin. Wildcats up by 8, 63-55, 40 seconds. To Lovin. Third foul on Arias. Lovin back to the free throw line. Double bonus. Got it. Are the fans filing out with 32 seconds left?
Well, I'm sure that Coach Spencer will say the same thing. Give Todd Central a lot of credit. They gave us all we wanted.
Yep. And the thing about us, we weren't playing good, and ball stolen. Harris with a 3. Block! Save! And a foul. Did you see Taven Lovin block that shot?
Did you see how high he was to block? And he came from mid-court to do it.
Wow. Well, they can say what they want to about that one, but there was Radcliffe going to the free throw line where he is 1 out of 2 with 11 points, shooting 2. And rolls out. 10-point lead for the Wildcats with 18 seconds left. And Radcliffe got it. 2 out of 4 from the line. He's got 12 points. And into Barrow. Barrow drives. Well, a little push off there inside to Dickerson. Back out. A long three-pointer up, no good. And Barrow with one from the corner, no good. And Roby will go down into the corner and just hold it up as the Wildcats will win it 66-55. And pick up their 17th win of the season. So we'll be back.